This episode of Paddle TV is brought to you by the ACA, improving the paddle sports experience for over a century. Learn more at americancanoe.org. Flowing rivers offer some of the most incredible canoeing opportunities out there, but it's important to understand that moving water, even slow-moving water, is a very powerful force.
So before you take your canoe into flowing rivers, it's important that you know the potential hazards and how to lessen the risk.
First off, rivers can be expected to change dramatically in character from season to season, and even from week to week. And so the first safety issue is knowing what the level is that day and how that will impact the stretch of water that you're hoping to paddle. Unless you know a river extremely well, the best thing to do is to do some research online and check with the local outfitter. It's also important to keep your eye out for any warning signs, and best of all, paddle with people who know the river well. One of the most common natural hazards you'll find on a flowing river are strainers. Strainers are anything that will let water through but stop larger items, like people or canoes.
The most common strainers are trees that have fallen into the water, or logs that have piled up over time. Strainers are extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all times.
One of the most common unnatural hazards that you'll find on some flowing rivers are low-head dams. In fact, low-head dams have been responsible for an unfortunate number of fatalities over the years because they often look safe.
The reality, though, is you'll always find a very powerful recirculating current at the bottom of low-head dams, which should be avoided at all costs.
Finally, one of the most important hazards to be aware of on flowing rivers, which you can't actually see, is the danger of a foot entrapment. The foot entrapment is one of the most common causes of death in shallow moving water because often people aren't aware of the threat. What happens is, when standing up in shallow moving water, a foot can get stuck between rocks or anything else in the riverbed. If the current then pushes you over, it can be impossible or almost impossible to get back up. Avoiding a foot entrapment is as simple as not standing up in fast-moving water. Obviously, this doesn't cover all the hazards involved with taking your canoe on the river. The bottom line is that flowing rivers are deceivingly powerful and should be given the utmost respect. Well, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did enjoy it, please subscribe to our Paddle TV YouTube channel and stay tuned for lots more canoeing tips and tricks.